surprising me right now because it's just really my first exposure to these guys. I like what I see in Darius at that position.
But the fact that he's moving from quarterback to receiver.
But you know what? He told me that he played some slot in high school, so it's not unfamiliar to him. But I will say this, whether he's surprising me or not, I'm pleased with what I see. He flashes, he makes plays. He's compact, he's got a low center of gravity, he can move laterally quick, he seems to have some burst and explosion up the field. So I think that kind of looks like he's at home. He certainly doesn't look like a fish out of water.
What do you think of the tempo today?
It was better. We finished today's practice about 8 or 9 minutes faster than we did Tuesday's, and it was the exact same practice. So it's better. It is not yet what we want. We're going to try to push it every day, but it was better.
What's the feistiness of guys? Like what you're seeing from them?
I don't mind feistiness, and as I said on Tuesday, there's going to be a scuffle, a dust-up, as we called it on Tuesday here and again, but we discourage fighting. To me, fighting is a sign of being immature and being undisciplined. It's going to happen on occasion in practice because you're beating on the same guy over and over again, but we have to do the best job we possibly can of minimizing that, because that ends up hurting you if it happens in a game, and that will not be part of our program. So.
Did you think that was more of a dust-up or a fight today?
That was a little bit more towards a scrap. I'm not going to call it a fight.
On the classification scale.
Yeah, we're going to have to create a scale here. That was a little bit more of a scrap, and that's more than we want. What I liked, though, is rather than it developing into a melee,
yeah,
guys went and pulled me apart. Okay. The lesson to be learned there is that, and I don't know if you saw me, but I'm telling the offense, run and play, run and play, run and play, because Andrew Abbott, now he doesn't have his helmet on.
Right.
So he's not ready. All right, so if we can catch people off guard like that, then that's what we want to do. And in the same token, we have to learn how to control our emotions so we don't get ourselves in a situation where we're behind in a down. Andrew got himself behind in that down, and so those are great lessons, great lessons.
Xavier Su'a-Filo, 2 days in, how are you feeling about him?
Well, you know what, I think he looks good. I think we kind of figured that he might be a little bit rusty. He figured he might be a little bit rusty. Once again, I haven't ever seen him play before. I've seen him play twice now in practice. But just like with Darius Bell, I like what I see.
How is spring practice at the college level different than OTAs in the pros?
Well, they're about an hour and a half longer. In OTAs, you get about an hour. Today we were out here for 2 hours and 18 minutes, so about an hour and 18 minutes longer. Much more physical. There's a lot of restrictions in OTAs. You can't play bump and run. You really can't do 9-on-7. There can't be any contact. You can't do pass rush. You can't do things like that. So these are more like a typical training camp practice would be in the NFL. So it's really a lot different. You have much more, you're almost double the bodies here too. So.
Can you talk about that physicality that you saw during practice?
Well, we don't have pads on yet. Some guys can be, we call them underwear All-Americans. They look great until the pads come on, and then all of a sudden they aren't the same guy. So, we're gonna go into a stretch here now for about 3.5, 4 weeks where we're in pads every time, and then we'll see. Then we'll see.
It seems like you're spending a lot of time with the safeties. Are you worried at all about the depth there?
Well, yeah, I think it's a concern. I don't see a whole lot of bodies there.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that's different for me that that I have to adjust to is I'm not used to a lot of depth. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I'm used to coaching 20 games with 53 players. Now I'm getting the opportunity to coach 12, hopefully 14 games with 115 players. So. It's taken an adjustment in my, the way I perceive things, but I'm a little concerned with that.
And it looked like you slid Borosio over to safety, is that right?
We did, yeah, we did that after the first practice.
Okay.
He's a good athlete, he's smart, he's quick, obviously a little bit undersized, but he's versatile. What you'd like to have in your secondary is you'd like to have a group of guys that can kind of play nickel, play safety, play corner. And you'd like to have a group of guys that they're pure corners, and we have that, and some guys that are pure safeties. But if you can have a group that's got some versatility, that just really helps you, especially when you get into the season and we do have depth problems.
Is that something you're doing with Abbott? Are you flipping him down to the nickel when you're in nickel?
He goes down and plays nickel, yeah, and Stan comes in and plays safety. And then we've been working Marcus Rios in there. And then when we get some of these other young guys in, we'll work them in there as well. But you'd like to create some position versatility in the secondary. That's a good thing.
Jimmy, Dalton was talking about maybe trying to play both ways. Is that something that you see as a possibility?
I'm not thinking that way right now. You know, I think that what he needs to do is focus on the position that he's playing right now, which is running back. You know, he looked better today than he looked on Tuesday. You know, he looked better Saturday. Hopefully when the pads come on than he looked today. But, you know, to me, that's a stretch right now. We'll see when we get, you know, through the summer camp where he is, if he can handle it. I think mentally is the main thing. Can he handle the load mentally? How does he divide his time in meetings and practice? You know, those are all challenges that you face when you try to go both ways. But once again, the objective is to get your playmakers on the field. You know, so I'm not adverse to having maybe a third down specialist that plays both ways. You know, but it's gotta, you don't just do it to do it. You know, it's gotta make sense.
You think Willis has what it takes to play nose tackle full time?
Well, you're asking me some tough ones after 2 days of knowing these guys. Goodness sakes. I'm not dogmatic enough to say that yet. I don't know. I mean, we haven't had the past. You know, ask me that in 2 weeks, and I'll give you a better answer.
Shoot for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Come on, man. Let me breathe here. Let me evaluate him.
Did you have an update on Joe? I'm sorry if I missed it.
Joe, yeah, he tweaked his hamstring. I don't know the severity yet, and we probably won't know until tomorrow. Sometimes it looks more significant than it is, and sometimes it doesn't look real significant and ends up being significant. So I'm sure they'll evaluate it here after practice and he'll get treatment. He'll come in the morning. We'll see how he feels.
He's had some hamstring issues before.
Has he?
Yeah, just sort of those kind of stretch muscle issues. Mm-hmm. Are you a yoga guy? Like, are you someone who says, let's get a guy like that into yoga and all that kind of stuff?
We do that. I mean, Coach Alosi is very progressive in terms of, the way he approaches our strength and conditioning program. There's elements of yoga, there's massage, there's, I'm Pilates. I mean, whatever's going to help our athlete be more prepared to go on the field on game day and perform at his peak, then that's what we're going to do. But some guys just have a propensity to pull. Sometimes leaner guys, they get out here and we're working at a pretty good pace and they're running a lot, and he'll get through it. He'll be all right.
And Ricky, it looked like he had a little back before.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Ricky's a tough kid. Ricky was about to take it in because his back was bothering, and Ricky just decided in his mind that wasn't going to happen, and he stayed out and he practiced, and I really respect that. And I don't want him to ever do anything that's going to hamper his ability to practice the rest of spring. But he showed me some toughness there, and he's done that through the course of the winter. I've been impressed with him. Thanks, everybody.